Dobbie has acquired brunch, as have I. I have no nails on that hand. They all broke off. Cheers, Dobbie. Hi, dolls. Welcome back. And if you are new, hello, my name is Jessie, and today we are going to react to Season 1, Episode 6 of Daisy Jones and the Six, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. I am so excited. We watched the first two yesterday. Now we're watching the finale of the trio for the second week. And I know it's going to end with a bang. It's going to be crazy. I was going to read the synopsis, but we're not doing that anymore because I don't want to have spoilers. I noticed that with certain shows, they can be very, very spoilery. Or it'll be like, ooh, this might happen to this person, or this person has feelings of this, and then it completely sways my entire opinion of what's about to happen in the episode or the choices that they're going to make. So I'm going to stay away from that. We're just going to jump in. Before we do, don't forget to throw a like up. It is like if you do or do not like what you see, comment down below, limit wise, subscribe if you haven't yet. We do fun things here. Ring a the bell to be notified when I upload new videos, and don't forget to check the link down in the description for my Patreon. It is $5 a month. It's only $1.25 a week. It has all of our unedited reactions of everything that we do on YouTube in addition more. Don't forget to follow us on all social media at star_chef_productions or at Jessie Dobbie for Twitter. Are you ready, Dobbie? But without further ado, this is Season 1, Episode 6 of Daisy Jones and the Six, Whatever Gets You Through the Night. Oh, we don't get a title one on this one. I started tapping my foot.
We must have written 8 or 9 songs the first couple weeks.
When you're making an album, any album, it's an intimate thing.
Seeing a side of them they don't normally see.
Whatever they were doing, it was working.
No one wanted to touch their creative process because they're pumping out awesome songs. Someone's gonna walk in on them. Everyone probably knows at this point.
Swampy.
Do you know what I mean? It needs to sound swampier.
Write the toms instead of the hi-hat. Eddie.
Boom, boom.
Was that so hard?
Had the magazine thought more of the Six at the time, they would have sent someone else.
Well, lucky for you, buddy, you're there.
Look, I know that I
want me to
said that I
leave?
would
Like-
tell you everything.
Woo! They've never done that yet, have they? They've always given the intro and then led into the episode. They gave us like a little bit of the beginning and then led into the intro, and it worked because I've got like chills when she said that. How much of everything do you want to know? I'm like, ooh, I want to know it all, Daisy. Give it to me. Whatever gets you through the night.
Oh, I was busy raising a child.
I was gonna say, what is she doing?
Pretty
She has a
much.
baby. She's pushing him to be his best because that's what he wants, but he's not spending any time with his family now. He doesn't have it.
That doesn't make sense.
Please, I'm down on my knees. I have a family. Please. It's an awful disease, which I'm assuming they're saying, talking about addiction. Please, only a single bite. Is she worried he's going to go back into addiction? Is she worried that him and Daisy are getting too close? Interesting that they kept emphasizing, or Daisy rather, kept emphasizing, what do you think the song is about? And he even makes a joke. What do I think the song that I wrote is about? When she's talking about Stumbled on Sublime, she's like, what do you think that the song is about? Like, she keeps bringing that up, and I feel like that is going to be a problem, how everyone else is interpreting what the songs are about. It's sad. Because she just wants the best for him.
Doesn't work, does it?
Well, if you're asking me, then you know it doesn't.
So can you fix it?
Probably.
Cocky.
It felt like we were competitors.
But
Or
that's
rivals,
why, I think, because she feels like his competitor. She wants to be his partner. The reason Daisy's so defensive is because everybody keeps putting her down her whole life, and
You
she's
kept the one line that didn't work.
It was just the rest that was shit.
He's like, I've
Not
been
what you
here
think,
for
man.
2 days
Okay.
and I've seen it.
Just an act?
Well, not exactly, but it's not real life either.
Very interesting way of putting that. He's saying, like, the sparks are there, but we have our own lives and we know that.
Tú la tomaste.
Like that too.
Who are you, sir?
Thank you. You want to see a movie sometime?
That's my husband in the photo.
And who is she?
Just someone in his band.
If you say so.
So Sir, overstepping boundaries there. If you say so.
I haven't even heard the songs yet.
That's interesting.
When you guys were making the first album, I
Even
felt like I
Karen's
was
like,
part
wait,
of it.
what? The whole reason that they named themselves the Six was
Anyway,
including
How are you and Graham?
Camilla.
Do you like him?
Yeah, I do like him.
And
She's terrified. Her whole life, all she wanted was a
how'd
band
it go?
that worked, and now she has it, and she doesn't want to ruin it, and she's scared.
so I read some of the lyrics to that song. Please?
Daisy wrote that one.
When do I get to hear it?
When it's ready.
She
Since
used to
when?
be the one, that he tested all the songs on.
I used to be the first person that you'd play things for.
If it wasn't for Camilla, he wouldn't be where he is right now. He wanted to give up and go back to Pittsburgh.
Every song is like a coded message from Billy to Daisy, Daisy to Billy.
I'm sorry, did he say coded?
You don't have to leave.
Oh my God, please don't do it, Billy.
Whatever this is new for me.
This is new for me too, Daisy.
My real name's Margaret. I didn't like myself very much when I was little.
You made honeycomb better.
I know.
You make everything better.
Okay, let's go back to the studio. No!
I'm not tired.
Yeah, 'cause you're blowing lines all night. Goodbye.
As you probably.
Yep. See you later.
What changed his mind?
His family?
What did he tell you?
All I saw was temptation.
Yep. Daisy, don't forget that Camilla's the one who invited you to the party and welcomed you into the family.
Yeah, remember I told you earlier.
I wasn't listening.
I could have sworn you two were together.
I didn't give a shit.
In the songs. He doesn't actually have feelings for you,
It's not what he
but he
said.
doesn't mind if people think that he does.
It's not really what he said. It's kind of what he meant, but it's not what he said.
We were supposed to record vocals for Aurora. I can handle it.
Probably should have had someone go with him. So she went off the deep end because of what he said about Billy? She's a very complicated person that has been through a lot. She doesn't necessarily deal with emotions
Yeah,
in the
shit.
proper way.
How much have you taken?
I'm perfectly in control.
Oh, Daisy.
Say hi to Camila for me.
I'm gonna start not liking Daisy, aren't I?
Get really stressed. More fun to miss than to be with.
I'm not singing that.
Let's go from the top. I'm not feeling it, Daisy.
You can tell she is holding back. She's uncomfortable.
Stop, 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 stop!
What did you say to her?
What do you mean?
I mean, the voice on the album. How'd you get her to sing like that?
Tell me that there's nothing going on between us. Tell me that that the way I feel, that this is in my head.
I still need a drink, but all the glasses in the sink. Mistake for someone else.
God, I feel so
You ain't right.
Oh, look how big she is. Jules is a big jewel now. Jules is a gem. This is not good.
Hey, man.
This is who all these songs are about.
What happened to Simple? Let me know what you think.
Right? Make yourself at
So
home.
everybody here got to listen to it before Camilla?
You're great with her.
Yeah, anyone can do it.
They can't. Trust me, I know.
This is that Please song, isn't it? You said that you wrote it.
Oh my God, Camilla.
She was sleeping with the guitarist, so they let her in the band. I mean, that's what people would think, Graham.
I understand, but
And nothing.
it shouldn't make you hide your life. It is easy to say that when you don't have like the entire world staring at you, literally, though.
What was the name of that recovery clinic? Daisy mentioned something about that first tour, you needing to dry out and whatnot.
People didn't know?
I mean, they don't all miss their daughter's christening because they're too coked out to show up.
Yeah, it's not true.
You know, Daisy, that wasn't your story to tell.
want this band to fail?
Brought your wife here? Why you kissed me so I get back on the mic?
Listen to the song. I'd say it was worth it, wouldn't you?
He's saying that the only reason he kissed her is so she'd get back on the mic and the song sounds great because of it. And we all know that that's not the entire truth. And Daisy is literally losing her mind because she's never loved somebody. I say love. She never said love, but I think she loves him. She's never loved somebody like she's loved Billy. She's never had anybody make her feel the way that Billy has made her feel. We've seen her past relationships. They've treated her like dog shit, and all they did was take from her. Billy gives. And now Billy's saying that the only reason he's doing that is for the music. And so it's making her crazy. I don't blame her. I don't blame Daisy for acting the way she is. However, Daisy does need to remember that he has a wife. But I guess in her mind, she's thinking, yeah, that's his responsibility. He needs to be honest with his wife. But to a certain extent, it's also partly her responsibility too. Because again, Camilla was the one at the end of the last episode that said, we are all family. We take care of each other. You take care of us. We'll take care of you. Can you do that? She said yes. And now you're in love with her husband. That's a freaking problem. But that wasn't Daisy's story to tell. She should not have said the thing about the rehab. Oh my god. That person okay?
I'm going out for a bit.
I'm in the middle of something. Billy, it's time to start figuring out what the hell you're doing. Camilla has the most amazing lips that I've ever seen in my whole life.
This whole... You choose me over a short thing like that?
Choose you over everyone.
Oh my god, that was so cute. Are they gonna hook up?
There were just so many secrets.
She hooked up with Eddie. Did she hook up with Eddie?
Hey, man.
Oh my... Eddie just ran!
This isn't going on the album.
Show of hands, who thinks this song should go on the album?
It's a good song, Billy.
Lauren's like, I'm keeping my hands out.
She's right, man. It's good.
Oh! It's Eddie!
I'm not trying to cause any problems. I don't really believe you, but I do have a story to write.
Don't put my daughter in your story.
Give me something better then.
Tell them all the dirt about the Daisy's past. Smoking while they're playing.
Go ahead and regret me, but I'm beating you to it, dude.
Sounds good without Billy.
And that's how we ended the Aurora sessions.
Stayed around to, just see what happened.
Is that why?
I knew I should have been happy, but when the drugs wore off and the adrenaline faded, all I could hear was my mother's voice.
Love, lust, and hatred, the complex relationship at the heart of America's next great band. On the average Tuesday morning, the Six starts their day in the recording studio by waiting. Billy, the Six's lead singer-songwriter, is particularly annoyed by this delay in the creative process. He paces, wound up, agitated, pissed off, while the other band members seem to take it mostly in stride. It's like the scorpion and the frog. You can't get mad at Daisy. It's just her nature. You made a typo there, Jonah. It's just her nature. Muses Warren Rohan, the band's drummer, between casual puffs on a joint, instruments tuned, picks and drumsticks at their fingertips. The band members are forced to wait, whether they like it or not. They're not waiting for something, they're waiting for someone. Daisy Jones finally arrives in the studio 3 hours late at minimum. How intoxicated, it's hard to say, but you can bet. Something, a small pharmacy before lunch. She wobbles. Anyone else in the room, but none, and her voice blends. Consumes enough pills to supply a small pharmacy. I might need to see that, though.
If you love her,
I don't.
what if you ever do? That is when this ends.
Camilla.
Always. I promise.
Camilla, leave him and run away with me. I'll take care of you and Jules.
Not why you did what you did, but what you did. That's what matters.
Nobody's lived here since Wednesday.
How long are you planning to stay in Greece?
Booking? In Greece?
Still get by every time I think about it.
Oh my. All right, there you have it. Episode 6, track 6, whatever gets you through the night. Great episode. I knew it was going to end with a bang, and holy crap, did it. This is a really tough situation. We have Karen and Graham living out their little romance, happy as can be. But Karen is very, very concerned because, and I understand, she's thinking, if after I've worked my entire life to finally find a band that actually is good and worth something and proves and shows my talent, that's all going to go away when people think that I banged the drummer and that's how I got in. And it's not the story. We know that. And not everyone's going to believe that. But, I mean, look at what happens today with social media. You have one person say one thing and then people freak out and it spirals and spreads like chaos. So people are going to believe what they want. People are going to give criticism as they want. I understand why she's worried. With that said, that shouldn't prevent you from living your life the way that you want to live it. And you can't spend the next however many years hiding in closets making out with Graham, because it's who you love. Who you love is who you love. So I'm curious if Graham is actually okay with this, because he says, it's okay, we'll never talk about it again. And clearly it doesn't ruin anything for them. They're still like with each other. But I'm curious if he's going to get to a point where he just like cracks and he's like, okay, you know what? Like, I can't take this anymore. We need to start telling people about us. I don't think it's going to get there, because Graham is a good guy, but it doesn't matter how good of a person you are. There's only so much someone can take before they crack. Eddie and Warren are kind of just like the background guys, right? The musician guys. They even make Eddie stand up and change places with Billy, because they're just the musicians in the band. They're not the head honchos or the ones that everybody wants to see, right? But they still have voices and they still have opinions. I think it's interesting that we have Karen and Warren on the side of Daisy in regards to adding this new song that she wants to add. Eddie just books it though. Eddie sees Billy and books it. And this is after he spends the night with Camilla. Now, I think it's a really interesting thing that they did here. I'm going to stop saying interesting. I feel like this is the 20th time I said it. We have Warren just living his life, being Warren. We have Teddy interjecting, saying his piece when he needs to. Nothing from Simone this episode, but what we did get a lot of is Billy, Camilla, and Daisy, with a little bit of Eddie sprinkled in. Now, throughout the whole episode, the first half, we see Billy and Daisy really bonding, really making something out of this album and doing a damn good job. And they make it a point to say they came in giggling every morning. Like, you can see that they're completely different people now, right? Even Daisy, who's a happier person when she's around the band, is actually laughing. She's not just being silly, eccentric Daisy. Like, she's giggling, she's laughing, right? You can see that something is being built there. And even Graham says, you know, I don't know what they were doing, but it was working. Everyone's suspecting that something's happening, but nothing was actually happening. And that's where Daisy breaks. She walks out of the recording and she says, you tell me that nothing's happening, we'll go back in there, finish the song, go home. And he kisses her. And now you cannot tell me that he kissed her just to get her back in for the song, which is what he's saying he did. That's not true. And we all know it, and so does Billy. Billy knows it too. And Billy knows that Daisy knows it, which is what makes this situation so hard. He loves Camilla. He loves his daughter. But there is just something about Daisy that he can't get away from. And this is what I was saying. I think it was the first episode of this bunch. So it was probably the 4th episode, I think I was saying. Is he just so infatuated with her that he doesn't want her in the band because he doesn't want her to be a temptation? I think that's what it was now. He could tell from the moment she started singing with them that there was something about her that was going to lure him in. And he was trying to avoid it at all costs, and now he knows that he can't because it is what it is. She's in the band. So what does he do now? What does he do now? Because he doesn't want to leave Camilla, but he can't fight this urge with Daisy. And now this is I like Billy as a character, but he is very frustrating to watch because he's extremely opinionated. He can sometimes get really angry and bratty and catty with certain situations. Like, he keeps making her do the song over and over and over and over. It's like, all right, it gets to a point where it's like, Billy, enough's enough. Like, come on. But I can't help but feel bad for Daisy because we all do see something there, right? Like, we all see that there is something going on between Billy and Daisy, that there is this chemistry, this fire. And again, someone like Daisy, who's been told that she's been shit her whole life, that has been so alone. They literally open the series with saying that Daisy had her father's money and her mother's good looks, but no one. I think that's how they said it, but no one, but she was alone. She's been alone her entire life. Music is the most important thing to her. Not only does she have this musical connection to Billy, but she has this love that she's never felt before. And the way he looks at her makes her feel like she could never be alone ever again. And ultimately, that's what he does, is he leaves her alone at the end of the day, at the end of every session. And so it's with her head. I don't blame her. With that said, she's a very unique person because considering all the trauma that she's been through, all the drugs that she's on, for how long she's been on them, and how much she drinks, she is a very absent-minded person. And so we have, again, as I was saying in the reaction, Camilla welcomes her with open arms. Camilla's the one who invites her to the party. Camilla's the one who persuades her to stay. Camilla's the one who says, we're a family, come join us. Camilla is the one who is constantly pulling her in. And Camilla said to her, if it wasn't for you, my family wouldn't have this house. Well, if it wasn't for Camilla, Daisy wouldn't have all of this, because Daisy would have walked out of that party and they never would have been a band. But what's funny is you just heard Daisy say, like, I should be happy. I have the #1 song in the country. We're about to go on tour. But when the drugs wear off, I'm alone and I feel like crap. It's like this is why the stories of addiction and people who are struggling with addiction, they're really unique situations. You want to be mad at the person, but it's almost like it's not them. Like, I want to be mad at Daisy for doing what she's doing to Camilla, regardless of how she feels about Billy. Like, she says to Billy, like, you think I'm comfortable? You brought your fucking wife here? Obviously he brought his wife here, but she's saying that because he just freaking kissed her like a day or two ago. So yeah, you know what? She is right. You brought your fucking wife here? Like, you literally just kissed me. And then you brought your wife and kid here like nothing happened. You don't think that's going to screw with my head? And what's even worse is he's aware of all of her addiction problems. And he is firsthand aware of how that manipulates and controls your life and what that does to you as a person. And he's just still like, oh well, like, I'm just gonna keep doing what I'm doing and stringing her along because I'm scared of my own feelings. They're two very, very complicated people that should not be intertwined in each other's lives, aside from being it musically, and that it's not going to happen. We know that that's not going to happen. So it's like, I'm definitely mad at Billy because I understand you love who you love. You can't help that. But what he did by kissing Daisy was just a complete betrayal to everything that Camilla ever has done for him. He owes his entire career to Camilla. If it wasn't for Camilla, Daisy and Billy, neither of them would be where they are. So Billy, love you, but you're dead right now in my eyes. But I want to keep watching. It's not like I when I get mad or when I'm like, oh, like Billy's an asshole, it's not like I don't want to watch him. Like, he makes me sick. There are definitely characters in some TV shows where I'm like, I would not care if you're dead. Billy is not one of them. I like watching Billy. I enjoy him. But that doesn't defeat the fact that he's dead. And then we have our Camilla and Eddie situation. What's very interesting is Camilla goes out. Rightfully so. Good for you. Go get a drink and get the hell away from Billy, because she's not stupid. She could tell something's wrong. This woman, by the way, she's like the most gorgeous freaking person I have ever seen in my life. She is smart, she is beautiful, she is kind, she's just like, oh my god, she's the perfect woman. And Eddie, what's funny is Eddie says that in the beginning of the season. He's like, some people just don't know how lucky they are. Like, Camilla is the whole package. If anybody can be the whole package, Camilla's the whole package. Eddie knows this. Eddie's known this ever since they were younger. So he ditches the girl that he's with, which I kind of feel bad about, but he ditches the girl that he's with to talk to Camilla, and she says, you would pick me over a sure thing. And he says, I would pick anybody over you. Oh, wait, no. He says, I would pick you over anybody. My heart. Eddie, that was so cute. That was so sweet and so cute. And you could just see the way that he looks at her. He really cares about her. And I don't know, the way that she looked at him, they're trying to leave it. Now, don't tell me. Don't tell me, because I don't know if this happened in the book, and if it did, I don't know what happened in the book.
I choose you over everyone.
I choose you over everyone. That looks like the face of someone who wants to kiss him. Tell me I'm wrong.
Are you sure you're okay?
Are you okay? Are you sure you're okay? He keeps asking, like, you could even see her like subtly start to move towards him. I think that's it too, is he keeps asking, are you okay? Are you okay? He cares about her well-being. He cares about how she is. He can sense that something's wrong when her own husband can't even see it. She's literally telling him, like, you used to show me the songs before they were even something. Now she's walking into this photo shoot and he's like, oh yeah, that's our new song. Listen to it. It's already recorded and set. So she's looking at Eddie like, holy crap. Like, this whole time, like, you've been the one that has been there for me, that has made me feel like I'm important. And this is the one time that Billy actually realizes it and starts getting upset about it. So it's just, they're trying to allude to the fact that Camilla and Eddie hooked up. And she even says later on, I just needed my own secret. That doesn't mean that they slept together, or like that they kissed or whatever. That doesn't mean that. She could just mean like, I needed my own secret. Like, he knows, she goes, oh yeah, I just had dinner with a friend. He knows something's up. So that could be the secret. Or it could be that her and Eddie hooked up. I think that they did, because then again, Billy sees him at the recording studio the next day and Eddie runs. Eddie just books it as fast as he can. So I think that they definitely did something. I think something happened. I'm very interested to see a conversation between Eddie and Billy moving forward. But the craziest thing, as if all of that shit wasn't crazy enough.
And how long are you planning to stay in Greece?
Crazy on you. As if all of that wasn't crazy enough, we have Daisy reading the first page of the report from the Rolling Stone, because I didn't even mention that. We have the Rolling Stone thing. The whole episode, we have this guy from the Rolling Stone trying to write a story, and it's interesting because Billy gets mad at Daisy for exposing his addiction, which I would have thought that everybody would have known about, but I guess the band wasn't that. It's not like today in social media, you could tweet it out and 3 million people know in 5 seconds. So I guess not a lot of people knew that he went to rehab. They probably kept it like kind of hush-hush. They just knew that the tour was canceled. Daisy gives that information to the Rolling Stone guy, which I think is up. Billy says, please don't print that for the sake of my daughter. He says, give me something better. And he gives him Daisy's addiction. So do I think it was right that Billy did like a tit for tat? Well, if you're going to do it to me, I'm going to do it to you. No, I don't think that was right. Because again, Billy knows firsthand what addiction is and what it does to you and how something like that would affect a person going through it at the moment. And I think that was really of him to do. With that said, Daisy, what the are you doing? You're about to go on tour, girl. You're about to go on tour. You were going to let your band down. You're going to let all of your fans down. Why are you went to Greece? Are you insane? You went to Greece. Are you crazy? No, she's not crazy. She's got an addiction problem. I firmly believe that Daisy is going to be the one to explode this band. This band is going to blow up because of Daisy, which is ironic because without Daisy, they wouldn't have had a band. She needs help. She needs help. She needs to go to a rehab. She needs therapy, but none of this was really obtainable in the 70s. Like there were places that you could go and there were things that you could do, but it was like Graham said in the third episode, third episode, it wasn't like we didn't know the severity of these situations. Like therapy, if you said therapy to someone back then, they'd probably be like, what's therapy? Like now it's like you can throw a rock and hit 30 people that go to a therapist because therapy is good. It's refreshing for you. It's helpful for people because a lot of people go through trauma and you need to kind of explore and understand that trauma in order to get through it. And Daisy is exhibit A for freaking trauma. So, I mean, that's so heartbreaking. She keeps making these comments where like with Camilla, where Camilla's like, oh, anybody, I'm just a mom. Anybody could do it. And she goes, no, not everybody can. And I know that firsthand. Like she had a real life. So the reactions that she has to things are not your typical reactions. She doesn't think them through. She literally says, they say, how long are you going to be in Greece? She goes, I don't know. I don't think that far ahead. She just impulse acts. But this is a really bad impulse. Grace, what is wrong with you, Daisy? Oh my God. Overall, fantastic episode. I just talked for like 15 minutes. I need to go. I think I covered everything. Absolutely fantastic episode. The last 3 episodes together, again, fantastic. So now we're only getting 2 next week, which is kind of good because I have a lot of cooking to do for St. Patrick's Day, and I prep on Thursdays, and this comes out Thursdays. So as sad as I am to only be getting 2 episodes, we will only be getting 2 episodes on Thursday. We only have 4 left. We only have 2 weeks left. So until the next reaction, so long, everyone. Try and make someone smile today. You never know when you might need it next. Bye.